the world, and I think some of you probably get misty-eyed at the idea that people around the world are actually speaking up for Iranians. We're not used to this. Now, having said that, there are more pressing issues at hand than teaching people about what Iran is and has been. Iranians,
free press,
young people,
elections,
families continue to be imprisoned, continue to be tortured, and indeed continue to be killed for speaking out for representing, and for wanting basic human rights. The right to a free vote, the right to free speech, the right to free assembly. These are not profound expectations. These are basic human rights. And they're being taken away and cracked down by a regime who doesn't seem to care about the citizens anymore. They just care about staying in power. And they've proven that they'll do whatever they can to stay in power. And we're here to say, not on our watch. You're not going to do that on our watch. Just yesterday we have a news report that, well, this came out today, that Mohsen Rouhalamini, who's a young man who was part of the protests on July 9th in the streets of Tehran, has died in Evin prison. This is something that's regularly happening. You all know this. And we need to spread this message around the world. This isn't just about Iran, this is about human rights. This is about the kind of world we want to live in. He was the son of a chemist, and he actually happened to be, his father happened to be involved in the political side, supporting one of the other candidates, not Ahmadinejad. And this young man died in prison. Why? Because he attended a protest on July 9th. He died yesterday. This is not the world we want to live in. I want to say something, I want to use a slogan that we put up here, the whole world is watching. And when I say these words, if you will, I want to say those words and I want you to repeat them to me. The whole world is watching. The whole world is watching. Louder, give it to me. The whole world is watching. What doing was being covered on network television. And that people were seeing the results of the brutality of the police putting them down. And they started chanting this, what became this iconic anti-war chant, the whole world is watching. In 1999, a couple of decades later, and 10 years ago in Seattle, in the anti-globalization protests, you might remember those before 9/11, that was where a lot of people were channeling their energies in terms of wanting to change the world. In Seattle, there were hundreds of thousands of people on the streets, and they realized that for the first time, it wasn't just network television covering them, but it was CNN and 24/7 news, that they could be seen, and that the word was getting out to the rest of the world. And they took up this chant, the whole world is watching. 10 years later, we know that this isn't just a revolution in Iran, and we might as well call it that at this point, because it's the fermenting of a revolution, and it's not going to go away. This is a cyber revolution as well. We all know this. This is about YouTube. This is about digital cameras. This is about Facebook. This is about Twitter. This is about harnessing new technology, as young Iranians have been doing, and who are quite adept at, we might add, and sending the message around the world. This is a whole new level where people not just see what's happening in Iran outside of the world, and we've been watching those pictures, but people see what's happening outside of the world in the rest of the world, and people in Iran see what's happening outside of the world as well. In every way, the whole world is watching. Right now, here in Toronto, Canada, with these cameras, digital cameras, people Facebooking, people Twittering, the whole world is watching. The whole world is watching. The whole those who would torture. The whole world is watching. And the message we're sending, Mashhad to Qom, the message is that the whole world is watching. Who would undermine. From Abadan to Isfahan, the whole world is watching. The whole world is watching. From Shiraz to Yaz, the whole world is watching. The whole world is watching. From Tabriz to Tehran, the whole world is watching. The whole world is watching. The whole world is watching, and we won't let them get away with it.